throw all your effects pedals in the bin. At Winter NAMM at the start of this year, Line 6 introduced the HX Effects multi-effects system, which is the perfect solution for everyone who was kind of into the Helix. They thought the Helix was cool, but didn't necessarily want to throw away their Klon Centaur or their Valve amp. And this is the solution. This is everything you had on the Helix, minus the amp models, all the effects from the Helix and all the effects from the M series, which is pretty cool, into one very convenient multi-effects package, which you can integrate into a board with your other pedals if you so wish.
So the thing about multi-effects pedals is the most of the time, or a lot of the time, is they're super complicated to use, would you say?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we are going to build a patch from scratch, and we are going to show you just how easy it is to do on this rather fine machine. So I've grabbed this rather fetching Jimi Hendrix Monterey Strat.
It's our favourite.
And as Joe is the king of effects pedals and all things effects related, I'm going to tell him what I want and he's going to build it.
Yeah, exactly. So the Line 6 HX Effects kind of has two modes right here. You can either be in the manual mode, in which case you can add 6 individual stomp boxes to your board, just like you would if you had a normal stomp box based board, or you can use the scene mode, I guess you'd call it. I don't know what Line 6 called that mode actually, but the sort of scene mode whereby you can have a bank up and a bank down, and you can have 4 preset scenes. So by scene I mean more than one effects built into one. So I could be like, oh, I'm going to hit here and it's going to have a drive and an octave. I hit here, it obviously turns off the drive and the octave, and all of a sudden I have 3 swirly reverbs and a great big delay. But what we're going to do is build some stomp boxes from scratch. So what sort of thing do you want? Do you want a punky drivey thing?
No, I mean, you know this. I'm into delays and wishy-washy reverbs and all that.
So we want to build something for soundscapes. That's going to be the idea.
Think Floydy, that kind of thing.
All right. Okay. Well, in that case, we're probably, because the guitar's quite dry, we're going into a DV Mark, one of the Silver Gen, the little 15-watt thingies, which is really, really great, but like super, super clean. So we probably want like a little grit. So we're going to add a little bit of drive. Maybe we'll add some pitch shifting just for fun, some modulation, some delay, another delay, and some reverb. That will probably cover us. I think that will cover us. And the thing is, it's super easy. So here's sort of a blank patch where I can start. And it's got a little message in the middle here. It says, press the big knob to open the model list. So there's my big knob. All I've got to do. It even has a picture of a hand pressing a big knob, which is very convenient. But it's selected this preset, and because we've got like a chain, we want to select this one. Here's a cool thing. I just touched that. I didn't press it in. They're like touch sensitive, like iPhone screen touch sensitive buttons, which is super cool. So yeah, see, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Just before you start building, let's have a listen to the guitar clean.
Great. Okay, fine.
I just want to put that in.
So we press the big knob and it gives us a list of effects. So we can assign none to this patch if we want. I don't know why that's there. Distortion. So I said we want to add a little grit. We're not going to add too much, but we're going to grab something. It takes us through to like mono, stereo, or legacy. So legacy would be the M series effects. Now I didn't like the drivers on the M series, so we're going to go in here. We're going to add a Minotaur because I think it adds like quite a nice. I mean, you can see that there are literally tons of things to choose from, but we're going to grab the Minotaur because it's quite light. Yeah, so that's like a nice simple one. You can see it's got a very simple 3 controls: gain, tone, and level. On some of the more complicated effects, I can show you how you can expand your controls. On this, the 3 rotaries up here would be assigned to those. So let's move on to the next one. Again, I can do that by just touching, and it says again, press the big knob to open the model list. This time, I guess, maybe I should have put pitch first, but you know, for the sake of this, it doesn't really matter. Pitch or synth. So I'm gonna again go into mono, and we're gonna have a little flick through. I'm thinking, what's twin harmony like, just without me? Yeah, that's maybe too weird to be useful. A nice dual pitch. Cool. Fine. Play that off. Cool. Okay. Well, it's a little tinsel. It's a little tinsel on the sound. So we've got the monitor. We've got the dual pitch. Third in. We said we'd assign some modulation here. So big knob again, and we're gonna scroll down. Dynamics, EQ, modulation, mono again. We're just going into 1 amp. Now we're gonna add some chorus just because it's dead simple. And you know what? The chorus on this sounds actually pretty banging. Actually, I really like the 70s chorus. So let's throw that. It's quite a lot of modulation, including the pitch, but we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it because we're going to hide all that underneath a load of delay and reverb anyway. So we can scroll down again, hit delay, go into mono, simple delay, modulated chorus, echo. So I guess we could have dealt with the chorus in with this as we're going to have it on, but we want them to be individually controllable. Sweep echo, duct delay, reverse, vintage delay, vintage swell, pitch echo, transistor tape, I'm probably going to go for that. Cosmos echo, bucket brigade. Oh, bucket brigade, so a nice analog delay. I'm into that. Oh, there's so much cool stuff. Elephant Man, all those, all the classics. I wonder what transistor tape is like. Let's give that a go. It's quite a reverby delay. Do you want something with... It's quite cool. It's quite analogy, quite old school. I mean, obviously it's a tape, but it's quite a dark delay. Happy with that? Now what's cool is on this, so if I want to select that, I hit transistor tape. Now if I rest my thumb across that, it brings me all the controls for the transistor tape delay. So I've got time, feedback, and then over here I've got the mix, the level, the amount of headroom. Trails, I can turn those on or off, which is great. So when I'm hitting the pedal off, I can either keep my trails going or not, which is, you know, what a wonderful thing to think of. I'm gonna select this one and just turn the mix up slightly so that it's a bit more. All right, fine. So next up we are going to, where did we get to? Around here. So I need to hit back or action or press that knob. Yeah, that was the one. So let's add the next effect in this list. I guess we could add another. Let's leave it at 5. Let's just add a reverb because we're just showing you roughly the sort of thing you can do. Loads, plate, room, chamber, hall, echo, tile. But right at the bottom, particle verb. Anyone who's ever owned anything 9.6 should know about particle verb. It's one of the most uncontrollable reverbs out there. It's sort of, rather than reverbing your note, it just adds this impending sense of doom underneath everything you do. So we're absolutely going to select particle verb. I always thought some of the controls on particle verb were pretty funky because you could I guess it's just those 3. Yeah, you can rotate. Yeah, this can be stable, critical, or hazard, which I always thought was I should point out that I think hazard is totally unusable, so I am going to revert down to stable here and then go back into the... Cool. So that is that. I mean, I've left one off, but that's 5 effects that we can now independently control. You had enough of particle verb, it's gone. Transistor tape delay, it's gone. 70s chorus, dual pitch, we just got that monitor off. And we can add all those back in individually. So that was the reason you need to throw away all your effects pedals. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below.
And if you want to see more videos like this, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And we shall see you very soon.